Entrepreneurs Unlimited with Mark Haney on KHTK Sports 1140 and HaneyBiz.com. Mark is a well-known local entrepreneur who has a passion for growing companies and uncovering the stories of other successful business people. Mark will share his and their experiences and hopes to ignite the entrepreneurial spirit within you. And now, here's Mark Haney.
Well, good morning and welcome to Entrepreneurs Unlimited. I'm not Mark Haney, although I sound an awful lot like him, and I'm not quite as good looking. But my name's Tom Cisneros. I'm the producer of the show, and today the pseudo host. The team was talking about a month and a half ago about what the heck we were going to do on this holiday weekend, and I can't think of a better way to spend the kickoff to Labor Day weekend than to unravel the mystery that is Mark Haney. So we're going to flip the show out and see her, and we're going to be talking to him here in a couple of minutes. But I do want to bring up that a little bit later. We've got an amazing marketing professional, founder and CEO of Merlot Marketing, Debbie Hammond, will be here as well. But Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Great to be with you, Tom.
It's a little odd.
The mystery of Mark Haney, the mystery man. Looking forward to demystifying things.
Good. I think we're going to have a good time. I think, at first I'd just like to say that I'm fortunate to be a cog in the machine that is Haney Business Ventures, but there's really a lot going on there. Could you maybe break that down for us a little bit? Yeah,
we have an entrepreneurial ecosystem is what we're calling it. We've got a security group, which you're a part of. You run the marketing and vendor relations for our security group. Then we have real estate. We also have construction, and it's all based around the principle of let's create as much opportunity as we can and find a way to help the community at the same time. And so we have the Allegiant Giving Center and the Allegiant Giving Partners that are all a big part of why we do what we do.
And the Allegiant Giving Center is the building that we're in, but Allegiant Giving is a nonprofit organization that you yourself are involved in. This might be a good opportunity to maybe shed a little light on that.
Talk a little bit. Michael Matthews, probably the most unselfish man I know, is the president and CEO of Allegiant Giving, and he and I and a small group founded the Allegiant Giving and the Allegiant Battle for Veterans about 5 years ago, all with an attitude of, how do we give back? Shouldn't businesses give back to the community? And so we created an Allegiant Giving partner group that is committed to helping do things together, because we can all try to do things one at a time and have some results, but when you band together, so much more is possible. And so we have a rallying call of investing in today's heroes and tomorrow's leaders, and it's all about hometown patriotism.
Maybe just kind of go down the list of some of the folks that are involved in that.
Okay. We have, as far as Allegiant Giving, all my business partners, so Todd and Ashley and Marcus, Bob Garrison.
Probably to clarify, though, Bob Garrison is the president of Placer.
Placer Concrete Construction.
Right. Marcus Haney.
He is running our limo and our marketing group.
Okay.
And Ashley, he's the CEO of that, by the way. And then Ashley, Haney Garcia Realty Group.
Got it.
And then Todd is SSI.
Todd Flowers, who happened to be one of the guests on the show a couple weeks back.
Yes.
And I think, is he on a plane right now? Because he's going to Europe, I think. That's how he's spending his Labor Day weekend.
I think he might be. Yeah. I think some guy's got to do it, right?
Right. Isn't that awful? But in relation to Allegiant Giving, I know that you guys work very, very hard trying to distribute something called an action track chair to wounded vets, people in need. Could you kind of break down what those things are? Because we actually have one in our lobby, and it's absolutely amazing. And anybody that comes in to visit the building, they all stop and look in awe at this thing. And then we have some pictures of some folks that we actually gave the action track chair to. But if you could kind of explain what that is and what it provides for people that have limits.
Yeah. So a lot of these, my son is in the Marines, and we rally around the cause of helping all veterans as they come back. And people are coming back with severe injuries from Afghanistan, and even they were coming back from Iraq, and sometimes they'll lose limbs. And these action track chairs are really wheelchairs with tank tracks attached to them. So it allows the vet to go off-road and live a more normalized life. One of the chairs we gave to was to a guy named Tommy Parker, and he's able to actually go out and do some hunting and fishing off-road and really have a sense of freedom that he hadn't felt before.
Right, and certainly something that he was used to before he went to war, and to come back and be in a situation where you really lost your ability to be mobile and get out with your family, your children. He can go anywhere in this thing. I mean, you can go in the snow, mud, whatever have you. We might put some floats on that darn thing. You can just go fishing out of it. It really is a very, very cool
these
thing.
guys that sacrifice so much for the rest of us, I think we all have an obligation to figure out a way to do what we can to help them as they come back.
Absolutely. Now, not only the wounded veterans, but who else are recipients of Allegiant Giving?
Allegiant Giving, we focus on the veterans as they come back, and then also young people, our future leaders, and right here in our community. So we work with schools, we work with athletic programs. Del Oro High School, one example is the baseball program. We've helped them to improve their baseball field, and they've actually named the field after us. If you go out to Del Oro High School and look at their varsity baseball field, it's called Allegiant Field, and we're working on trying to make it one of the state-of-the-art high school baseball fields in the area.
It is very, very cool. I've been out there a couple of times, and it's just an honor to go out there and know that I'm involved in the organization that has brought that to the community.
Yeah. But we also work with other high schools. They're not the only one. Whitney, Rockland, Roseville. We're based out of the South Placer area, so that school within our geographic radius is we're connected to most high schools in that area.
Right. What do you see happening in the future with the Legion? I know that nothing with you ever stays status quo. You're always achieving, always trying to better whatever organization that you're involved in. Do you have any plans?
We have about 22 partners now, so our goal really is to build that partner base with like-minded businesses and business leaders to strengthen the Allegiant Giving Partner Program, and really there's so much that can be done that we aren't able to do because there's only 22 of us. Right. So we can get that. If we can grow that, we will be so much stronger.
If somebody had the druthers to get involved, they could certainly go to haneybiz.com.
Yeah, go to haneybiz.com or allegiantgiving.org is our website. But you can connect up through haneybiz.com.
Awesome. I'm sure that if they submit something, Mike Matthews will get back to them immediately, and they can talk about possibilities.
You bet.
So now Entrepreneurs Unlimited. I mean, you've had your hands in a lot of things. Apparently, you've had a phobia or have a phobia of public speaking.
Yes.
What on earth made you go, I think I'm going to talk on the radio because I'm afraid of it?
Well, I've in my work, I have to public speak. Right. So you can be afraid of public speaking and still face your fears. So a radio show is part of that. I wasn't expecting to be nervous on the radio, and I don't think I'm nervous now. When Uriah came on the first time, I was nervous. I can't deny that. However, I'm excited about sharing stories. I'm excited about helping people learn from real-world entrepreneurs. And so if that means me overcoming a few phobias, if you will, that's okay. That's part of it. You're not supposed to go through life not challenging yourself. So this is part of my dream and part of my challenge, and I'm embracing it wholeheartedly.
I just find it really interesting that anybody that may be listening right now is going, what are you talking about, a fear of public speaking?
Because I think that was a secret. That came up at a meeting. I was running the meeting. It was a company meeting, and somebody said, tell us something that you don't know about Mark or about yourself. And I brought that up as we were approaching the radio show. And I think it probably took most people by surprise because it is part of the job of a CEO. It is part of the job of a business leader to get up in front of everybody and share the story, lead from the front. And so I've had to do that for the last 25, 30 years, but I am nervous when I'm facing a new crowd.
Right. Okay. So I joined the company about a year and a half ago, and we've had several large events, and at each of these events, you have got up on stage, in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, and you just do your thing. And it never would it have crossed my mind that you had a slight fear of public speaking. It doesn't come across that way. So we're really excited that you've embraced this, and you're doing something really great with it. And I, for one, am honored to be involved, and I just am very appreciative of the ability to contribute, so to speak.
You bet.
Okay, so you have, we've got Haney Garcia Realty, Limitless Limo, Allegiant Giving, Plaster Concrete, SSI, which is Surveillance Systems Incorporated. What else? I mean, you have your hands in some other things. You invest in other projects, maybe not necessarily to be the main owner of a company, but to help other entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Do you have anything else going on?
Absolutely. We are, I'm involved in other organizations like the Entrepreneurial Organization and Social Venture Partners and things that are community related. But as far as starting new businesses, our goal is to focus on the core and try to build from within the core of our ecosystem, of our business groups. So at this point, we've probably started enough businesses to keep us very occupied for a while. And really, it's about execution. It's about the battle to get things done better. And so we're a growth company, and we have companies that are brand new, and we have companies that are more established. So it really provides an interesting challenge to build synergies within these groups of companies. And I think that's really our challenge, is how to make it all work together. And that'll be our focus.
Exciting times. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes and continue our conversation with the host of Entrepreneurs Unlimited. We're on KHTK Sports 1140, streaming live on HaneyBiz.com.
Once again, here's Mark.
Welcome back, and happy Labor Day kickoff weekend to you, if I said that correctly. I'm Tom Cisneros, the producer and guest host of Entrepreneurs Unlimited today, and I'm speaking with entrepreneur and host himself, Mark Haney. How you living, Mark? You getting through this thing?
I'm fighting the good fight.
Okay, so we're going to take this back a little bit. You were born in Japan. Is that right?
That is
true. Did I hear that correctly?
My father was in the Air Force, and he was stationed in Fukuoka, Japan. So my older sister, and I were both born there.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
There's 4 of us. We're 1 year apart. I am number 3 in the order. So we were all in high school at the same time. And there was one of us that got mostly C's, and sometimes less, sometimes a little bit better. And the rest were all straight A's.
I wonder which one that was.
He's got his own radio show. Does that help out?
Oh, yeah, I think it does. So you guys, you made your way back to the U.S. Of all places, landed in Roseville, California. Went to Oakmont High School?
Went to Oakmont High School.
Okay. Self-proclaimed C student.
Yes.
With dreams of playing in the NFL.
Yes.
5'7", 5'8"?
5'6".
5'6".
Yeah. With shoes on, though, probably a little bit taller.
He is my boss. Did you notice I went a little long on that? So you're 5'6".
5'6".
Weigh 160?
150.
Okay.
Ish.
How'd that work out for you?
You know what? It was a little challenging. The athleticism was a problem. I did play a little bit of quarterback, and seeing over the line made it a little bit more difficult to complete a pass.
You rolled out.
So yeah, it was roll out, and we didn't have that. We didn't have the strongest team in Oakmont at the time. So,
but you did play quarterback.
Surprisingly, I did play a little bit of quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably running back too.
Yeah, running back and safety.
You're built like a cat, so I can see you being a really good tailback. Meow. So you went to college. 2 days? How many? What college did you go to?
You did not tell me what you were going to talk about on the show. I took 2 classes at Sierra plus one other class. First class at Sierra was CS10, which was a computer science class. We owned some video stores, and we wanted to put computers in there. So I went one day, and then I had to go back to work. We were too busy. And so we found out another way to get the computers in. And then I took I think my first class was actually a salesperson's class, because I was selling VCRs and so on. I went one day and then had to go back, and I had to go to work. I just couldn't miss work to go to school at the time.
Okay,
and,
wait a minute, though. That was it? That's the extent of
Well, no, actually, Ashley and I decided to go get my daughter Ashley and I decided to go get our real estate license, and she actually finished and completed, but we took a class together at American River, and then we went on and took the rest of the classes, which she helped me with. And so I took all the classes to get my real estate license. But I never went and got my real estate license. Ashley became an agent and a broker and so on. And so I went back to chasing shiny objects.
Got it. So she actually, we were talking about Ashley earlier. She is the president and managing broker of Haney Garcia Realty.
Yes, and my business partner in that, and really the backbone of that company.
Okay, all due respect, I'm not going to count that one. I think we're just going to stick with the 2 classes.
Okay. We took it together. I actually got a better grade than her in the class too. If she's listening, she knows that.
Oh, that's nice of you as a dad to go there. So your family, you said you had video stores.
Yes.
Can you explain what kind of video?
There was. It was called Placer TV Video. We had a number of video stores around the Sacramento area, video rental stores, Beta and VHS, and so on.
Okay. Did you also rent videos? So videos, and then you rented the actual machines and stuff like that?
Yes. And our claim to fame, really, we sold a lot of VCRs. My dad had a TV shop when we were kids, and so we sold a ton of Beta VCRs into the market. So if you bought a Beta VCR, so a lot of these people listening probably don't even know what that is, but back in the day, there was a smaller, higher quality VCR called Beta. And we sold thousands of those machines. We were selling 1,000 a month. And we were the only place that you could rent Beta tapes or Beta movies. And so we really created ourselves a competitive advantage in that you sell a machine and you got a built-in customer. They couldn't go anywhere else to rent movies.
Great idea from a business standpoint. Not so great now that I'm going to give out your home number. So if anybody wants to get their money back on those, they can probably get...
We had a no returns policy.
Oh, is that... He had that in place, so he's safe. Okay, fair enough. So you worked at the video store in high school? And then while you were going to college those 2 days?
It didn't start till after high school. So I did work in the family business. We had a TV shop. And so I was the general manager of the TV shop. I sold, I delivered, I knew how to hook up washers and dryers and refrigerators and use a hand truck. Okay.
And did you work yourself into an ownership position there eventually?
What happened was the 3 brothers, my younger brother and my older brother, the 3 of us bought the company, and then ultimately my younger brother and I bought out my older brother. So really everything I did entrepreneurial-wise was with my younger brother.
Okay. And is that Paul?
That's Paul.
Okay. Is he still involved in any of the businesses that you have currently?
He and I have a few partnerships together, but he is spending most of his time golfing and grocery shopping with his wife.
Awesome. Do you miss him? Do you miss having him there to work with frequently?
Yeah.
I mean, how is it working with family?
Well, Paul and I, our first entrepreneurial venture was a paper route, and so we are very close. And I think every entrepreneur probably would benefit from having I'll call it a workplace soulmate, just somebody that they can share everything with. So, trying to make me cry. I knew that you were doing that when you talk about Paul. So I have that with Paul, and we are still very, very close. We don't have that day-to-day interaction, but I now have that with my current business partners. I have Todd Flowers, who's a workplace soulmate, Dave Palazzini, and Tim Mulligan, and the other business partners. But there's really like 3 or 4 of us that really can share everything together, right. And we are like brothers. We're not quite like Paul and I are, but we are becoming like brothers. So it's a good situation.
What you've created there really though is a family, and to the person listening to the show that may be thinking about going into business with a family member or a close friend, it can be done. You're living, breathing proof that can be done effectively if you go in with your eyes wide open, mm-hmm. and honest communication, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I think communication probably is the key, and sometimes, we have companies at different stages. Sometimes if you're a startup, you have one set of adrenaline going and nervousness. And if you have one that's more mature, that is maybe in a situation where they're at war with a competitor or really battling to do to change the trajectory, then you're in a different situation. And so getting these different companies and business leaders to work together is quite a challenge. They're from different industries, which makes it more interesting. But how do we all work together as a team? Because when you have each other's backs, so much more is possible.
So let's fast forward a little bit. You have the video store. Paul, your brother, you buy the other brother out. You actually turned this thing into quite a monster. And when I say monster, I mean that in a good way. It became Northern Video. And that is something that resonates throughout the entire security industry. People know Northern Video. Can you tell us a little bit how you built this tiny business in Roseville, Rockland, California into a national powerhouse?
So what happened was it just seems like every business Paul and I got ourselves into, it didn't always start off with the best decision making. It started off more with us predominantly being the dreamer type guy, and then between the two of us figuring out a way to fix the bad decisions. And I think that's probably the story of Northern. We loaned a guy some money. Borrowed down on a line of credit, loaned a guy some money, and then he couldn't pay us back because he was in a lawsuit he had lost, and he filed bankruptcy. And instead of getting paid back the money that he was owed, that we were owed, we got Northern Video, and it was a video hardware business that had 6 or 7 employees, and I think when we ended, we had, at one point we had 300-ish employees in the security group.
Okay, wait a minute. But you started at 6 or 7 employees? 6 or 7
employees, and we weren't focused on security cameras, and we got into the security business, and we basically telemarketed our way out of the enormous debt that we had got ourselves into, and we surrounded ourselves with some people that really worked hard, and we took on, put a different spin on how to sell security cameras in the security industry, and worked our way out of the hole.
Lo and behold, you were able to structure a deal at the end of the whole thing, and were able to collect a bit of a nest egg for your family and a way for you to help other entrepreneurs and start other companies.
Yeah, what had happened, we had 5 security companies in the security industry, and so the one I think you might be talking about, we had a couple that merged, and I don't know if there's any such thing as a true merger. The 2 largest independent security distributors merged, us along with another company called Triad, and we called it Tri-Northern. They've since been bought out by Annixter, so a lot of my really good friends work over there, and they've built it up into something that is, they're one of our big suppliers now.
Absolutely, our biggest resource.
Yeah, they're a huge supplier and good friends, but that merger really, at the same time, it was a simultaneous deal where the 2 largest independents merged together, and we got bought by private equity on the same day, a simultaneous transaction. It was a 1 + 1 = 3 kind of situation.
Awesome. Very exciting. When we come back, we're going to ratchet this up a notch and see what makes Mark tick. We are Entrepreneurs Unlimited on KHTK Sports 1140, streaming live on HaneyBiz.com.
Once again, here's Mark.
Welcome back. I'm Tom Cisneros, the pseudo host today and producer of Entrepreneurs Unlimited, speaking with Mark Haney, the local entrepreneur and, quite frankly, the host of the show. Mark, you are one driven individual. Quite frankly, the most driven individual I've ever met in my life. And it's clear that you've created habits that equate to your success. Starting with the alarm clock, would you take us through a day with Mark Haney? People are going to be surprised at what time you wake up.
First of all, I've never had an alarm clock. So 3:15, get out of bed.
3:15 a.m.
3:15 a.m., get out of bed, leave the house, usually at 4:45 to get to CrossFit. And luckily, CrossFit is right near my work, and we have a shower there in my office, so I'm able to do my CrossFit, go by Starbucks, hit the shower, and I'm in the saddle, usually around 7-ish.
That's I generally, about that time is when I hear that back door open.
Yeah.
And I hear the pitter patter of your feet heading upstairs to the eagle's nest. That's what I call it, the eagle's nest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, hey, let's not stop there. So what happens once you sit in the office chair?
So that's when all the hard work stops. Usually put my feet. If you come in, I've always got my feet up somewhere, but I'm usually So if you walk into my office, you've got the yes if sign above the gigantic dry erase board. So I'm typically helping somebody dream up an idea or something. So I won't say I'm the most creative person in the world, but I like to help people with their ideas and take them to take an idea to the nth degree to try to perfect it or take every ounce of possibility out of it. And so basically help people live their dreams.
Do you have a title there at
my title,
Haney Business Ventures?
Yes, my title happens to be Chief Dreaming Officer. CDO. I'm not directly involved in the day-to-day operations of any of the businesses. Each of my business partners is the president and CEO, the real rock star of each of the businesses. I'm more of a investor / coach. I guess.
Are the CDO.
CDO, yeah. Yeah, well, it's all about building dreams and chasing chasing opportunity.
Well, you made that comment earlier today, which I find amusing, but it really is applicable as what you said, chasing shiny objects.
Yeah, our mission statement and all the companies believe in our mission, and it might sound a little touchy-feely, but I think if you have a vision and a mission that really resonates with you, it's easier to make decisions. It's easier to kind of shape the dreams. And so our mission is, with future generations in mind, we will help create opportunity for our family, friends, and community. And as they succeed, we succeed.
And that's inherently important to you, and that's clear if people get
that.
To know you.
Anybody that knows me knows that I'm about that mission. Our other business leaders are about that mission, and fortunately, I've been able to get some other people to work with me because I'm not really that good at any of this stuff, but I'm more the dream guy. So it works out pretty well to have industry experts and then one dream guy that's sort of a generalist.
Mark Haney, also the most modest person I've ever met in my life. We're going to take it back to the morning here real quick. Talking about CrossFit. Also, anybody else that knows you knows that you're in incredible shape. For a man of your age. I'm only allowed to say that because we're the same age. But you are in very, very, very good shape. You put the work in.
It's back to the vision of throwing batting practice to my great-grandchildren. So I've got to live to be 85. So I have a counterclockwise philosophy, and that means stay current, stay relevant, live a little bit longer so that you actually can throw a baseball when you're 85 years old.
Right.
So that's really what it's all about. It's about the overall vision.
Do you believe there is a correlation between fitness and successful people?
Yes.
And you apply that principle every single day?
I believe that people, the habits that they form are a huge key to their success.
Do you think that it's a principle that people that want to be entrepreneurs, winners, should aspire to, maybe adopt?
Yes, and I think it's more than just working hard, but I think and creating the right habits. I do think it's kind of the way you think. It seems to me that we can see patterns in people that are really successful, and they typically think a certain way. They don't blame other people. They are typically more humble, not always, but they typically take things on, and you rarely see a successful person who somebody would say that guy acts like a victim. You can pretty much have to roll with the punches and survive.
No, that makes perfect sense. You're a family man at heart. I mean, that's obvious when I see you with your wife, your children, your grandbabies. Would you say that your family's motivation for you to be the best you possibly can be day in and day out?
No question. No question.
Constantly giving of yourself, the last to take credit when credit is due, even when you're making a significant difference or contribution in somebody's life, whether it's an employee going through a difficult time or a struggling wounded veteran, a scholar athlete, or an entrepreneur with a great idea in need of support and guidance. You treat people with dignity, kindness, and respect. You are indeed a very, very rare individual, Mark. I believe that. Now, I have something here that I would like you to read on the air, just a few words written by your son and daughter in an effort to publicly declare their love and admiration for you. The top one there is from Ashley.
Okay.
If you could be so kind as to share
I'm not a very good reader. Is that going to be a problem?
I don't think that's going to be a problem. I tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to read it because I'm going to end up in a puddle of tears.
Okay, this is kind of, you're trying to make me cry. I can see where this is going.
No, actually, I actually discussed the fact that we were kind of turning the tables on you today and interviewing you, and they wanted to share something. Okay. And let people know how they feel about you and what you mean to them, and I think that that's really important. I also think
Clint, can you read this for me? Clint, our audio guy and video guy over there is going to be laughing at me in a second here. Okay, you want me to read this?
Yes, please.
Okay. Dear Daddy Rabbit, words cannot describe what you mean to me. As a father, you have shown me love with all your heart, all my heart. I told you I can't read.
You're doing fine.
As a father, you have shown me to love with all of my heart, and that family always comes first. As a mentor, you have taught me to dream big, and the sky's the limit. We have always lived by the motto, the harder you work, the luckier you get. I must be working hard because I am so lucky to have you as my dad. Love, Pumpkin. Okay, thanks, Tom.
You know darn well that I have 3 sons of my own. Good Lord, 24, 26, 27, and I could only hope that they would write something that nice to me.
Yeah.
Your son Marcus, who is a wounded vet.
Yeah. Oh.
And a wonderful man, and I'm fortunate to be able to call him one of my very good friends.
Yes.
Was nice enough to put this together for you as well. So, if you could share this, I myself actually read it. Which probably isn't fair, but
there's already tears on it.
I tell you what, yeah. Marcus and Ashley, both wonderful people.
All right, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. Too often we go through this life without acknowledging the people who have shaped us in every way. I know a man that no matter the circumstances, always does the right thing, even when nobody's looking. He would give you the shirt off his back to a complete stranger in need. He is the same man that instills in all around him, the harder you work, the luckier you get. This man is my mentor and has been the driving inner force that has allowed me to prevail through the trials and tribulations in my life. I often look in the mirror and can only hope to be as respected as he. I am honored to say this amazing man, this mentor, is also my father. And above all else, this man is my very best friend. I love you, Dad. Always by your side, Marcus.
Great family. Great friends.
Tom, I'm a little pissed off at you right now.
Tenacious entrepreneur. And in this guest host's opinion, a truly great man. We'll be right back.
Now, here's Mark.
Welcome back. And we have a guest in the studio today. Her name is Debbie Hammond, and she is the founder, CEO, entrepreneur of Merlot Marketing. She is a marketing guru. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mark. Thank you for having me.
Good. Thank you for coming out and joining us on Labor Day. You probably have all kinds of plans, and you made it down here, and you're helping us out. Thank you.
Absolutely. Although listening to the last segment, I'm feeling a little bit like a slacker, given that you wake up at 3:15. I thought my 5 a.m. was, breaking some records here.
Well, I go to bed early. So, okay, Merlot Marketing. Talk to us about the Merlot Marketing story. What are you guys doing over there in PR and marketing, and tell us about your business.
Well, in a nutshell, we drink a lot of wine and our clients get all the buzz.
And by the way, thank you for the wine too. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, Merlot Marketing, we're a full-service agency, social media, public relations, branding, advertising. We're a national agency headquartered here in Sacramento, so we have a lot of clients all over the country, and we are fortunate and blessed to have a few great clients here in the Sacramento region.
Can you give us an example of a client? I mean, who would be a client?
Sure. We work with Decor Kitchen Appliances. So, very high-end, ultra-premium. We work with Eldorado Stone. So when you look around here and you see some architectural stone veneer on the outside of buildings, it's probably Eldorado Stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you do it nationally? How do you reach out to the customers that are out of the area?
Technology has really leveled the playing field. Back in the day, you had to be in New York. Well, I can tell you when New York people are pitching the media, they're using email, phone calls, and we're doing the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. And then we fly out there, a few times a year to do media tours. So, technology's really leveled the playing field.
Technology is changing the way the media is distributed too, right? So social media, what's trending in marketing and branding?
Social media is really transforming the marketing landscape. And I think the biggest mistake that most companies are making is trying to utilize social media in a traditional marketing sense. So you don't want to do an ad campaign and push that out at people through social media. You don't want to be yelling at people through social media. It's really about engagement, connection, conversation. And so, marketing people and clients really need to think differently when they're incorporating social media into their marketing programs.
Okay, so I'm picturing you've got Facebook, you've got LinkedIn, there's all these different ones out there. Twitter is popular.
Sure.
Is there one that you guys specialize in, or that, I guess they all have different uses. Can you give us just a kind of a...
Yeah, no, they absolutely all have sort of different audiences and usages, and you need to use each platform specifically to the platform. So there's sort of different technology and apps that let you do things, like let you automate things. And you don't want to create one piece of content and then automatically push it out through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. You really need to speak to each audience differently.
If you were a radio show guy, which format would you use? All of them? You
would definitely want to figure out where your audience is and then use all of the platforms that are applicable to that particular audience.
Okay, so yeah, we're tweeting at HaneyBiz. If you have a question or anything, always tweet at HaneyBiz Radio, and then also HaneyBiz.com. So we're doing this through the radio, and obviously we podcast. We talk about that a lot. We do YouTube. What businesses are... I'm just trying to think about how our group of businesses might utilize social media most effectively.
Yeah, I think once again, you look at your audience, find out which platforms your audience are using, and then develop a content strategy for that. Again, it's all about conversation and engagement. How do we best engage with our audience? Social media, again, has really transformed the way we do business. So, for instance, on the PR side of things, you send out news releases, pick up the phone, you email. And I can't tell you how many times we've got great relationships with local media and national media, and we might be pitching the Wall Street Journal. And we have these direct emails and phone lines, and we send out an email, don't get a response, we'll tweet at them. Immediately they'll send us an email with kind of welcoming whatever story it is that we've got going on. So really integrating traditional media and marketing with basically social there's just no other way to do it today. It's all so integrated.
Are customers and clients thinking, how do I reach the millennial market? Is that a common question?
It is. It's, and definitely social media is absolutely the way you want to reach the millennials. They are connected 24/7. And I think right now the average consumer spends more than 9 hours a day in front of some sort of screen. Mm-hmm. And so, you want to fish where the fish are. Right. And if you're going after millennials, but the fact of the matter is there's a whole boatload of very mature adults that are spending time in the social space. It's how we communicate today.
And you look at the social media stocks, Facebook has gone public and they've gone through the roof. Twitter has gone down. They're back down to where they were at their IPO. Which of these is the way of the future?
Everything is evolving so quickly, and it's funny because we talk about it all the time. When we're doing strategy in the social space for our clients, we're literally looking 6 and 12 months out. We are not looking beyond that because we don't know which platforms are going to be the next up and coming. You really have to stay on top of it, and then you have these platforms that start to emerge and then sort of dissolve along the way. But right now, Instagram is huge. Okay. And then, of course, Facebook is, they just have the biggest, when you look at the umbrella, they've got the biggest audience, so you definitely want to be there. And Twitter's an open platform. So you don't have to be friends, quote unquote, with somebody to connect with them. So it's still a great place to be.
And in terms of branding and image, are you guys are involved in that as well?
Absolutely.
Is that done through social media or is that done better elsewhere?
It's when you look at a brand, it's funny because clients will come to us and they'll say, hey, we want this new campaign, we want a new website. And we always have to take a step back and remind people, before you get to the sexy stuff, you have to develop your story. So for us, we define a brand as the most expensive real estate in the world. It's a corner of the consumer's mind or the target audience, whoever that consumer is to you. And so when you think about a brand, you want to create a story. You want something compelling. You want something special. And once we create a messaging platform for our clients, something meaningful to them and to their target audience, only then do we go and develop an ad campaign, the PR program, the website, and a social media campaign. So it all needs to be based in something meaningful to the brand.
And what's the future for Debbie Hammond and Merlot Marketing? Where are we going to see you in the coming years?
Oh my goodness, world dominance.
Oh, I love it.
No, we, just continued growth, and we've, like I said, have clients all over the country. We want to continue to grow there. We also want to continue to grow locally and regionally. Merlot's first 5 years in business, we didn't have any local clients. And I sort of found myself on this island. We were dealing with national clients and national media and doing nothing locally. And so, it was really a focus of mine to start to get connected with the local and regional community, the business people here. And it's been a lot of fun along the way.
Very nice. Very interesting, and look forward to learning more. I want to take a minute to thank Tom Cisneros for the first segment and making me cry. And I also want to thank Debbie. You are very informative. I really look forward to having you back on the show at some point if you're interested, if you'll honor us there.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm Mark Haney. This is Entrepreneurs Unlimited. We are streaming live from the KHTK studios down here on Madison Avenue, and we also are streaming live at haneybiz.com. I'm Mark Haney. We'll be back in just a minute with some closing thoughts. Okay, Mark Haney back here with some closing thoughts. First of all, great show today. I want to thank Tom Cisneros for helping me out. But next week, we've got Phil Oates, and he's got a story of an entrepreneurial family that has forever impacted our region. And second on the show, we're going to have Marcus Haney, who is working on some entrepreneurial dreams of his own. He came back from war, and he is helping build a limo company and some other businesses. So we're going to talk to Marcus Haney. And as I think about Marcus and he coming back, and I don't know if you know any Marines, but they have a term that it's Semper Fidelis, Semper Fi, and it means always faithful. And I don't use that word often, and I don't use that word lightly. I don't use it often because I'm not a Marine. But as we face our battle in our group of companies and our strategies and for war and winning, I definitely think about my workplace soulmates, my business partners, the people that I love, that I work with every day. I think about my hot soulmate that I got at home. And all I can say is lean on me. Let's fight the good fight. Never above you, never below you, and always by your side. Semper Fi. God bless all the entrepreneurs out there listening, and God bless America.